What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle. Today in the world of indie games, we're going to be taking a look at one of Steam's most wish-listed roguelites. Over 300,000 wish lists on this bad boy. It is coming into early access on the 24th, and so the developers and also the publishers over at Hooded Horse decided to fire over a copy so that we could do some first impressions of it. I've done like one run prior to this. It took about 30 minutes for me to do that run, and I think the game is great. I think it's a lot of fun. There's not going to be a whole lot of surprises at the end of this video when I do my closing thoughts, but today we are going to play the game for, I don't know, 30 or 40 minutes and see if it's something that you wanted to add to your wish list or otherwise pass on. If after watching this you wanted to get the game for yourself, as per usual, I've got a link for you down below in the description where you can check it on out. On top of that, I've also got a whole bunch of sexy flexy Nerd Castle links down there that are equally as awesome to click as the game link, just in case you wanted to give those the old perusal. But let's take a second, let's play some video games, and let's check out Super Fantasy Kingdom. So in Super Fantasy Kingdom, this game is a very, very hard game to quantify. This game has a ton of influences, and you will see what those influences are as we get into our gameplay. For right now, we only have one hero to select from. The hero is going to be our backbone defense. He's going to be our guy that, should he fall, the entire game is over. Everybody else is kind of a disposable mook. Not really, but kinda. This guy dies and the entire game is over, and so we'll take him on in. And here is day one. So in Super Fantasy Kingdom, there's a couple things that you need to be aware of. A, the main mechanic of this game is that there is a day cycle and that there is a night cycle. During the day, you're building, you're gathering resources, building new buildings, buying new soldiers, so that you can set up a defensive grid over on this side of guys that will churn through enemies that non-stop come out of the woods once you get to about the afternoon. At night, the enemies are really going to start flooding in, after which point everyone will gather up inside the tavern, we'll dole out food, and if we have enough food for everybody, they will get XP, they'll level up, they'll become stronger. You can also give each of your units relics, which have synergies with one another that allow you to build around a principal strategy like all melee, all range, bouncing bullets, all that kind of stuff. And then from there, the further on into the game you get glory, which is going to allow you to unlock roads. You can see here that on the one that I played through, I unlocked a whole bunch of roads. It also unlocks plots inside of your town. Plots in your town are divided into small and large sizes. Small plots are usually for things like houses that increase your population, because the buildings that are producing resources, they need to have workers in order to function. And then the big plots are usually for the production that matters, like the stuff that keeps your society trundling forward down the tech tree so that you can keep up with the ever-increasing difficulty of the armies that are flooding in from the hinterland. So for right now, what we really need to do is we need to set up our tavern. Without the tavern, our heroes can't do jack. They can't do anything. And so we'll assign our one solo worker to living inside the tavern for right now. We also get a free lumberyard. I'll go ahead and throw that together. And after the lumberyard, I think it's not a bad idea to get a quarry. That way we can kind of rotate between all the things that we can build up. Let's save the wood, because if we get one wood right now, we can build our first house and go up to 2 workers. We also get a donkey. The donkey, his only job is that he goes and gathers resources that are stockpiled inside the buildings. So keep that in mind as well. It looks like she's gathering berries over there. Kind of hard to tell, but we're going to need at least 1 berry for tonight so that we can actually, if you don't feed your heroes at the end of the night, they don't gain XP and they just stay the way that they are. I will drag the sword onto him. That way we're getting our attack power bonus for all melee units. Each of these units, they do have a character card where you can figure out like what they're good at, what their tags are, all those sorts of things so that you can put together your auto battle strategy. We've got enemies coming on, and they are elves. These elves, unfortunately, are cranky elves. Normally in fantasy literature, elves are at worst aloof to humanity's plight, and this one, they seem to have taken a direct interest in wiping us the hell out. And so there it is. Around the game world, you're also going to be able to play Where's Waldo. There's all kinds of little clickable things all over the place in the game world. You should look around for those. Everything from quests to goals to free resources, they're all over the place out here, and you should definitely give them a look. For example, anytime you see an apple, you know there's a witch nearby, and if you find her, something good happens. Huh? I need more power. She wants 10 shards. I don't have 10 shards right now, so unfortunately you're out in the cold. What about you? You finished the quest, unlock the Death Priest. I will unlock the Death Priest. Add him on into our society. We don't get to use him right now, but I think he's an alternate hero compared to what we normally have. Take the worker off there with the berries and put the worker on gathering wood from now on. They do need to complete their cycle before they'll actually swap what place they're working in, though, so keep that in mind. It's not snappy. They're not going to do it instantly. I do think that that is the one thing that I wish the game would change, is that, like, the second you moved your workers around, they would drop what they're doing and instantly go to that other workplace, but not the way that it works. It looks like the day is kind of divided up into sections, I suppose, and until they hit one of the breakpoints of that section, they don't swap jobs, and so that's kind of where we're at right now. As long as he can chop down one wood before the end of the night, I will be happy with him. Let's let her run for right now, though, and it looks like our knight is wiping out enemies at the moment. The king will cruise around, and the king will collect taxes, just like in Majesty. That's where we're going to get gold from. Gold can be used for all kinds of stuff. It just kind of depends. It's sort of like a fill-in resource. What is that purple stuff around his feet right there? He's pinned? It's not great. Did we never bring in that one wood? All right, well, with nothing else to do, we'll go to the tavern. And inside the tavern, there's going to be 3 phases. Basically, each of your heroes is going to pick out a table that they like. After they pick out a table, they're going to pick out a food that they like, starting with the best food they can possibly get and ending with the worst possible food they can get. Spoiler alert, though, for all of our heroes, you guys are on berry rations for right now, so you ain't getting nothing except for 1 XP. You come again, old man. What's happening here? I cannot say. I woke up again just like you. So we can just repeat and learn. Maybe this time fate is on your side. He's going to give us our first free unit. We can get a Death Priest. It looks like he's a summoner and a support. That's not too bad. I would definitely like to have a summoner. However, to build with our relic that we have right now, it may be a better idea to grab a melee. I don't know what his range is going to look like. I guess I'll go with the summoner. I do like summons. It depends if his summons count as melees or not. You just deploy right there. That's fine. And I think he summons little skeletons. I played this demo a whole bunch when it first came out. Go get that wood. We need that wood very, very badly. We've got 3 food right now, but our wood supply is terrible. All right, so we've got a secondary worker now. I will put the secondary worker maybe on... we need more wood for the stone quarry. All right, line them both up then to go chop trees. That's their job for right now. Unfortunately, when we run out of trees, we're going to have to figure out a place to get them, and that's through upgrading these buildings over here. They do have an upgrade tab, so make sure you click on everything and give it the old look, because you're going to miss out on mechanics if you don't. Is there anything else I can click around here? I need 2 shards for that, 2 shards for that. These guys down here, if I have 4 wood, I can get a crossbowman. That would be nice. Definitely take that. Can I unlock like a new section right here? Yeah, unlock a new section for right now while we wait. And as soon as they get more wood on in here, I probably will hire the crossbowman, because density of fire kind of matters in this game. Sometimes not having a synergy has been okay for me. Just having as many guys as possible to make things explode? Yeah, dude. That can be the sweet spot. How big is his range? Oh, his range is pretty solid. Oh, he summons little devil arms that stun the enemy and hold him down. Ooh, and if he can get them to group up a little bit, yeah, that could be kind of nasty. I mean, because he auto-battles, there's always the possibility that he's not going to deploy that like in an optimal spot and it's going to mess with my life, but I suppose that's where the knight comes in and handles things. With 4 wood right now, I don't know precisely what we can build, but I think the quarry is probably a decent idea, so we'll start getting some stone going before too long. Once I have wood, we'll go ahead and grab ourselves a crossbowman. What did that guy want? He wants us to defeat the first boss. Okay, I think I can live with that. Is anything else clickable out here? Just like having a little look-see. This guy wants stone, and so if we can get 4 stone, we can also get ourselves an infantryman to hold the front line, which is definitely his job. He has the tiniest range ever, but he's like indestructible, and so kind of a nice dude to have around. The night is almost over, and it looks like we held together okay, so not too much to worry about right this second. We will go to the tavern, and let's give it a look. Let's see how things are going. Continue. So seating, everybody's going to go sit down. They have sat down. And then everybody's going to eat. And looky there, he's going to get himself a little bit of food. There you go. He's up by 1 XP level right now. Not the worst, not the best, better than nothing for sure. And frankly, I feel like one of the big adjustments you can have in life is just adjusting to the fact that sometimes something is better than nothing. Don't let like good be the enemy of perfect, you know? I recruited any unit right there, so we do unlock things off the little job board down here. So it's a good idea to keep an eye on those too. And then hopefully today we'll actually manage to scavenge out enough stuff that possibly we can expand our battle force, get a nice strong front line, then we can start building up the city because we need to upgrade the castle because it acts as our stockpile. We're limited on the amount of things that we can store for right now, and so we really want to bring that up to the next level. We also need 4 gold. I am going to hire this crossbowman, and so we will add him in like right there. There we go. So now we've got 3 guys defending our city. Whether or not they're going to do a good job with it, sort of hard to say. But still, nice to have them around. A little bit of company never made anybody go nuts. Unless that company sucks. And then, you know, bad company worse than no company at all, to be fair. Alright, so the first little trickle of enemies are coming on through. They want me to build a gold mine or repair the church. I'll repair something. You gotta give me some time to do it, though. Wow, Crossbowman's got range. He's not playing around with these cats right here. Okay, we'll see where our resources land at the end of the day and like what we've got to fool around with. With 3 stone, we can repair the castle, which will allow us to kind of like build up a bulk of stuff that's just going to sit inside of our stockpile for now until we've got something to actually build. But this run is going much better than my last run. My last run, it lasted a while, but then I got catastrophically obliterated. It looks like whenever he kills a guy, you get like a little thing hand too. Enter the tavern. I'll probably just skip over this because he's only going up to like the 2nd level, right? Oh, we used up 2 food. That means tomorrow I am going to have to assign somebody to food. Let's assign somebody to food just to make sure everybody continues to level up because it is an increase in the amount of power that they get when they're just like slamming on enemies. And I forgot that I had 2 hirelings now and each one requires 1 food. Stones are coming on in. We should be able to still get a soldier. I've got $4 for right now, so I might just scooch him forward maybe. What does that cost? 10 and 6. Okay, well, we'll save up the 4 gold for right now for the soldiers so that we can put him right there. And then after that, we should be able to apply our stone to, like, other better purchases. These guys have not swapped jobs yet. I would like the ability to default. Like, a little window pops up and you can reassign your workers before the day begins so that you don't miss rotations like this. Because we definitely missed a rotation right there. And I don't like missing rotations on food. We got an extra coin. I'm pretty sure the dog poops out coins, which is really one of those monkey paw type situations where you're like, okay, I wish I was rich. And then the genie's like, tee-hee, and gives you a dog that poops out like golden turds that you have to clean up with your hands. Otherwise, they turn back to turd. Like you're not allowed to use a bag or anything. And then from there, you got to like debate whether or not there's enough Purell in the world and how short you can keep your fingernails in order to make that financial situation work out. We did get our 2 food for the day, which is very, very good. Hopefully we don't lose any of our guys here. They're getting awful close right now. I do have enough for a soldier, though. Get me a soldier. We'll put him right there on that front slot. We're not going to have enough food for him, though, unfortunately. So I think it's going to depend who gets here first. I don't think I get to decide who eats. So hopefully they give it to the summoner, because the summoner is right on the precipice of hitting level 2. And I would like him to hit level 2. We will see who eats. The Death Priest definitely ate, so that's good. And it looks like it raised up his attack power and his mana by a pretty sizable chunk. I can live with that. Good stuff. On day 5, I'll probably just have her continue to gather up berries. That's asleep right now. I need 8 wood in order to... So, like, what stuff do I have right now that I can actually potentially build in order to give us a better chance at surviving? With 9 stone, we can get a hunter. That's just free food coming on in. We can get a windmill. We can get a smelter. Looks like we can get a graveyard. I think that allows us to resurrect guys that die. But I think I can take people off of that right now and put them back on wood so that we can get a 3rd worker today. Maybe. If we really stick to it, we might be able to get a 3rd worker. That way, all of our main production buildings will be rollin', rollin', rollin'. As the great philosopher Frederick Durst once said. Got werewolves this time around. Huh. Okay, well, like, keep AoEing and stunning them, I guess, the best that you possibly can. That little gap that it's creating for us is helpful. I don't know if the hands... Oh, yeah, the hands do 2 damage when they hit stuff, so that's nice. don't know if we're gonna get our 8th wood today, though. But we do have enough food to feed everybody, which is always good. An army marches on its stomach, so, you know, running out of food may result in some kind of just political, socio-economic turmoil that maybe ends up with my head on a pike as king, and I would really prefer not to have my head up on any pointy objects. Crossbowman just hit level 2. That's going to raise his attack power by 3 and his HP by 4, which is very nice. The swordsman did get a little bit of leftover food as well. We're moving people forward. I can live with that. On top of the upgrades that you get from feeding your guys, I would also tell you, click on your characters. You can upgrade them for resources, too. You can raise their star level, almost like one of those mobile card games. This guy right here is a merchant, who apparently he's like an ancient hero that needs money. I don't start out with enough gold to ever have enough gold to actually do anything with what he's offering me, so we're just going to have to pass, but I'm assuming with like metagame upgrades and whatnot, you can make that happen. I want to get my 2nd worker today very, very badly, or my 3rd worker. I know how to count. I know my basic kindergarten numbers. 1, 3, 5, 4, 2. That's how the sequence goes right there. That's how it's always gone, and that's how it will continue to go since antiquity. Ooh, liking that attack power increase right there. He's definitely smacking a little bit harder. He hit level 2, which is nice. And so these guys over here, do they get anything new? Oh, they get new abilities when you star them. Yeah, I remember that from the demo. Okay, that's what I forgot about. You'd think that crossbow bolts would instantly kill vampires, given the fact that it's basically just like a high-velocity stake. Can I get my 8th wood, please? Things are rapidly unfolding out of control, and I would definitely love to have that 8th wood by the end of the day. No 8th wood, unfortunately. Ripperoonies, but everybody gets XP, so if we can get the swordsman up to level 2, it'll probably be alright. Dink! There we go. And these guys only need 4 to hit the next level, which isn't so bad, if you really think about it. On day 7, we're going to end up with our first boss, so that's going to be a fun turn of affairs. I will take him off of there because we have an 8th wood coming on in. I'm going to spend that 8th wood to get another worker. That way all of these buildings can be active at all times, and we'll be accumulating everything we can possibly accumulate in order to make our lives a little bit better. We can upgrade that for 5 stone. However, for 8 stone, or 8 ore, we can upgrade the warrior, or with 8 wood, we can upgrade the archer. He needs gold, and so he's like a man after my own heart. He's not trying to play around with all this figurative nonsense upgrading his gear. He's just dead set on like, give me the money, bro. You want me to fight? You better pay. I respect that love of the guap. All right, so here's our first boss. I don't think we're going to struggle that much with him. Like, it's kind of hard to say. I think as long as they keep putting shots on him, we should be all right. But our archer is not always shooting at the Gobbo King. Our archer is actually shooting a lot at the little goblins, which is problematic, but he is taking some attrition from like the little graspy, gropey hands, which is nice. Spoiler alert, if you don't kill him by the time the night ends, that's real, real bad for you. So right now, he's going to start intensifying, and as he intensifies, this is just going to get worse until he eventually overruns us. But we did manage to knock his ass out, which gave us a bunch of happiness. It gave us a bunch of metagame currency. It gave us a star, so there's our first star right there. We need to get these for the most important upgrades in the game, apparently. We also have a chest over here so we can get a reward. Increase the armor breaking of your archers by 1. Units with armor push monsters further. Barrier can now stack. Oh, it gives him piercing. Okay, yeah, I'll go for piercing. That sounds good. That sounds all right. Is it going to drop that bow somewhere? Oh, there's gold down here too. Nice. And we completed a quest, so there we go. We get even more of the saucy blue stuff. Good. Saucy blue stuff is nice because that's going to be helpful. That means I can open up these altars over here and increase the amount of resources that I start my next game with, which doesn't sound that impressive, but it actually is. Little things like 1 extra wood or 1 extra stone can be hugely helpful. And so we've started out with that. This guy wanted me to kill the first boss, so we will unlock the clown. We've got to enter the tavern. If there's lots of managerial things you need to do in this game, oh, they're actually like, okay. Ooh, keeping it funky. Breaking out the Zap and Roger. That's all we need is a little bit of talk about it. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's what we need in there. Developers, you should add like a little talk box voice to this that goes, oh yeah. Like you got to have that in there. All right, let's continue. This should be, oh, you get bonus XP when you fight a boss. Very nice. Okay, I like the way that the UI still has the flashing strobe lights and colors from like our little medieval club over here. It's a very, very nice little detail. Okay, we've got guys leveling up and doing their thing. I think all we really need to do for right now is just wait for our resources to stack up and then decide what we want to do with them as they cap themselves out. I think we have enough right now to upgrade this guy so that we start planting new trees. And so planting trees will be very, very helpful and make us a lot more efficient at gather, because look how far he's got to walk right now. Paul Bunyan over here, bunions are what he's getting from walking that far. That's what he's named after at the moment, because this man's feet look straight craggly. Just look like a big pile of mushrooms, unfortunately. The boots that we've invented in our society, they are not actually that great. We do have a path we can unlock up here by hitting the threshold, so that's good. What does this let me do? With 4 of those, I start out with a gold. That might be nice. He wants me to be kind. I don't know exactly what that means, but I'm gonna, like, work my way towards it. What do you want? Ah, there's somebody living here. Members only. What? Get out. I'm the king. How am I not a member of the most exclusive club in the land? Are you trying to hurt me? This guy wants me to build some boards in order to fix his wagon, but I just haven't gotten around to board production yet. I don't know. Haven't spent enough time in the boardroom. Oh, we can start with 1 berry in a future run. And then for 4 grain, we can get a monk, which would be kind of cool. I can't get over to there yet. I think we're going to need more trophies before we can do that. But resources are moving along. And honestly, that's kind of the most that you can ask for right now in the current phase of our overall winningness. We do have enemies coming on in. We'll probably have to pick up a new guy pretty soon. Piercing shot over here, paying off dividends at the moment. Yeah, if you get them clumped close together, we can definitely get some free damage off. Sure. Although this wave is looking a little testy right now. It's looking a little cranky, so not so sure how much further we're going to be able to take this thing. Resources are not coming in at the rate that I find to be acceptable. Luckily, my soldier seems to be holding and keeping them off my casters, but yeah, this might be our last day in the field. This may be the final evening before we meet our demise. Did we get anything useful from any of this? In case you're wondering how far the map goes, pretty damn far, by the way. In case you were wondering. I'm guessing that little change in coloration right there is the current early access, but they've left themselves extra space. And that's the really nice thing about a game like this, is that it's got a lot of influences inside of it that ultimately break up the monotony of doing the same thing over and over and over again. You've got Where's Waldo gameplay in here, you've got Auto Battler gameplay, you've got resource management and collection gameplay, all kinds of things for you to fool around with. And then, just the core basic idea of the game is infinitely expandable, which means that if the game sells well, good solid chance of like post-release support with like DLCs or expansions or any of that other kind of fun stuff that we tend to look forward to. I do need to go to the tavern. I don't think anybody's gonna level up tonight though. Like I don't think that we had that. Oh no, the crossbowman goes up to level 3. I mean, it's 3 more damage. Nothing to turn your nose up at. I mean, it's good. It's something. What do you want? Who are you? First one's free. Huh? Oh, we get a new unit. Okay. I don't know exactly what we need. Oh, no, he's allowing me to upgrade one of the passives on one of my units. So effectively, he's giving him a star for free. So he can taunt monsters onto himself. He can put barrier on people. I think the taunt is probably best for right now because we have so many units that AoE and have penetrating shots. So I'll probably go with the taunt first and foremost because that'll like lump the enemies up and group them up so that we can AoE farm them down a little bit easier. We got gold coming out right there, and we've got a new road we can build over on this side too with our current level of development. So that's nice. And he got all the trees built over on this side so that we're gathering wood a little bit faster. Nice to see. Do I have anything I can build right now? A farm might not be the worst idea. Our next house is 16 wood, though, which is a lot of wood. Like, that's a serious chunk of wood right there that we're going to have to deal with. And it looks like our forester, our guy planting trees, actually has like an upkeep cost that's going to cost us as the game goes along too. All right, well, I mean, taxes are still pulling things out, but like, I got a bad feeling about tonight, man. Tonight's not going to go well. Why did we not gather that many berries today? I feel like we should definitely have more berries coming in. We got like little axe guys over here that are fooling around. All right. We'll keep an eye on the lay of the land, and hopefully it's... What level is he at? Level 4? Okay. I don't know if I want to upgrade a unit for 8 wood, or if I want to build something with it. I am conflicted. I don't really even have the workers to go along with some of this stuff, and I need 5 gold in order to upgrade the castle one more time and get up to 16 cap. If I get 6, I can actually build a wall around my units that the enemy has to get through first before they get to my units. Okay. Let's just upgrade the archer and see what passive he gets. Oh, he fires 2 projectiles now. I mean, that's pretty huge. That doubles his DPS. That in combination with penetrating shots, that should soften up enemies pretty well over the course of our fights. Especially since the enemy is getting taunted right now. And so, I'm kind of happy with this upgrade. I don't know if long-term it's going to help us hold, but it's something. We lost a little bit of barrier right there, but it looks like the swordsman is actively fighting now. Frankly, that night went better than last night. I'll take it. Just keep people getting all kinds of goodies. Do I have anything on my board right now? I got to deal more damage, and then I get another one. And if I survive 10 days, I get another one. If I gather more wood, I get another one. Surviving that night, it looks like we got, what is that? A wheat? Just like a free wheat? Okay. I think that was the wheat from when I actually did like an altar or something, but I'm not too sure. Oh, reclaiming is not possible today. Why? I wish to reclaim my kingdom. Is it not my right? Is it not my destiny to reforge this kingdom in my image? Have I not earned that as your king? I have helped you survive 7 days, nay, 8 days. The sacred Ocho is what I have supplied you. How many kings out there get an 8-day reign? Very, very few. I'm willing to bet that I'm one of the best kings to ever exist. Louis XIII ain't got nothing on me. As far as level ups go, only the swordsman for tomorrow, which will be nice to bring it'll be nice to bring to bear, but for right now, everybody just go to work and gather stuff. Need you to gather stuff. What do I need to upgrade this? 5 boards? Can I upgrade a house? For 4 gold, I can upgrade a house. How hard is it to get like a gold mine? Pretty difficult because nothing in here is a gold mine. So my assumption is the gold mine is somewhere on the map, and we actually have to unlock it in order to get more gold. I can't get a new housing plot right there, though, which I'm pretty cool with. All right, just keep gathering, boys. It's time for us to get stronger. I got to keep adding stars to my units, otherwise I don't think we're going to last very long. It's going to be a little bit of an ugly situation. New wave of enemies flooding on in. But if he brings that ore back, I can upgrade my swordsman. So let's do that. Upgrade the swordsman. What does he do? Oh, cool. So he reduces his attack cooldown pretty considerably. I didn't see what it was before, but most of the upgrades thus far have been consequential. So I'm going to guess that it is a Hey, nice, dude. Every now and again, there's like rare Diablo-style enemies out here that are called mutated enemies or like corrupted enemies or something like that. And the corrupted enemies, they drop those little crystal bad boys right there. Well, it's probably a good thing that he upgraded his attack speed. Oh, the enemy's coming in now. Don't die, little soldier. I need you to hold. I need you to hold just a little while longer. That's all I need from you, is just a little bit more. Okay, so we've got 7 shards. If I can get 3 more, I can unlock whatever the witch has going on. We also completed quests, so that's super good. I'll take that right there, which sort of inches us towards the goal of doing the thing that we want to do. We can get 1 gold right there, which wouldn't be a bad idea. The extra berry isn't terrible either. Oh, I was wrong. There's the gold mine. So the gold mine is on the production menu. Okay. I can get some wheat so that we can pick up a new unit. That might not be the worst idea. We only need 4 wheat in order to grab ourselves, like, a brand new guy. that does an AoE that would probably help out. Yeah, build a farm, I guess. And then before I do anything else tonight, take somebody off of stone mining and put them on right there so that tomorrow they start up as a wheat farmer. Because if we can get up to 4 wheat, I can grab another unit from the monastery over on this side. And I think we're at a position right now where we're definitely going to need it. Enter the tavern! It is time for wanton drunkenness. And there you go. Swordsman just hit level 3. 2 more damage, 5 more HP, 8 more armor. I'll take it. And with day 11, it looks like we've got a new road that we can build over here, which gives us another plot, which is very, very nice. Lumberjack's still doing his thing. I don't know if we're going to get our wheat today. It's going to take a little while for it to get carried back to town because they're just offloading wood nonstop over on this side. Might be worthwhile to investigate stables. We need 5 for stables, which will give us another horse, because that does look to be an overall choke point in our production for right now. It seems to be that kind of problem that we've just got to figure out how to solve. If he can grab that last wheat, though, before the end of the day, that would be fantastic. An extra unit would just be flawless. Very, very helpful. 6 over there, 8 over there. Okay. We'll put him over there if we end up getting it, but we're not quite there yet. It'll depend where the horse is at in his overall, like, grab and drop operation here. And we also need to keep an eye on the battle. Hey, we've got enough for the witch right now. Witch, help me! I will give you more power. What did she do? Oh, she lit up this, like, little dolmen thing down here. Oh, it's not looking optimal. Ah, they got us. And so thus ends our line. But not a bad run. Made it like 4 or 5 days further than the last time, so that's pretty good. Now, it looks like we can also try again if we want to, but I don't think there's any way that we actually pull through that. So I will accept defeat for right now. And then at the end of your defeat, it's going to apply just different metagame currencies, basically. It's going to bring you back to your castle, and your kingdom's going to level up. And we start out with 1 more stone, and we unlocked a stone outpost. So that's good. I don't think I ever even used my outposts on that last run. We've also got cookies as a kingdom relic. Okay. There are other rooms that you can play around with. We've got like a research center over here. We've got an area where we can try out new units. We've got whatever the hell that room is right there. What is that? Repaired at kingdom level 20. Okay, and then we've got like a statistics page. We will go with the knight for 1 more run, but my closing thoughts... Oh, the witch is here. What's she gonna give me? Goblin King, huh? This is my kingdom. Nice! The witch aids us on our next journey. Hell yeah. I will start out with 4 wood sounds good because that gives me a day 1 worker. And so we'll tavern up right there. We'll lumberyard up right there. We'll day 1 worker right there. And then we'll quarry. I don't have the stuff for the quarry, so that's still fine though. That allows us to gather food and everything on the first day. I don't know where the cookies are going to be at. It said we got like a kingdom unlock, but I don't know where those are at. So like... they gotta be around here somewhere. Who's that right there? That's new. This is my home. How could this happen? I don't know, but we gotta find out what's behind all this. I can fight. But first, we need to help the village. Okay, what does the village want? Oh, if we upgrade the village, we get an extra worker when we start out. That's baller. Okay, I want the worker more than anything else. The worker is what I really, really want. I also want to unlock the werewolf. I've always been like a big fan of werewolf characters. I think werewolves are sick. But my closing thoughts about this game are actually very, very simple. I don't really have any complaints. This is a very, very good game. This game is a lot of fun. It's a blast. And so if you're into roguelites and you're looking for something that's unique in the absolute sea of just like Metroidvanias, platformers, Vampire Survivors knockoffs, this is a game that's actually trying to combine different genres into something interesting and unique, and I think that's good. It's got very charming graphics. It's got a UI that's easy to decipher exactly what's going on day to day. You can figure out exactly what's going on with your people at any given moment. It's really not hard to track down any of the things that are taking place, and so, like, Really, the only thing that counts against this game is the fact that it's in early access and we've got to wait for more content. But as it stands right now, it seems like there's going to be quite a few things that you can play around with. And so this is Super Fantasy Kingdom. Hopefully you guys liked it. I think the game is very enjoyable. I've been waiting a long time for it. I said the last time I played it that I thought it was going to be a big hit just based on the novelty factor of what it's trying to do. And the execution thus far has been bug-free and doesn't really have any crashes, doesn't really have any problems, doesn't really have any issues. And in my opinion, that's a great place to kick off the wall with an early access from. I'll see y'all later. Thank you for stopping on in, and that's all I got for you, folks. Bye!